Okay, so I'm here at the Exeter Arena, West Point. Going to do a little setup where I'm going to try and identify something I see as a problem a lot, particularly on the Machine Control 3. It's where it normally is more obvious. I'll just tell you what the setup is here, but it applies to a lot of riders most of the time. And another area I notice that it's a problem is when, well, I'll give you a quick view of what I'm doing. If you imagine over there where the van is, see over there where the van is, we have riders going all the way around this little area here, round, lovely, round, great. And then as they make progress down here, I'm down currently where my bike is. Let me just zoom this in here. We'll use the technology. So where my bike is there, I'm usually somewhere down there waving at a person that is currently coming around this bend. So they've come down here, lean the bike over, and they'll come around this bend. Now, what I want to show you, and this is a big one, but not always obvious at the time to them. But I'm always thinking, whoa, okay, really need to do something about this. So they've come around this bend. So they've made progress. So they started here. I'm going to explain. I have this set up now to show you something in a minute, and I'll do this on the bike as well now in a few minutes. Not in my current gear. I'll put some gear on me. Obviously, we'll have an amount of safety. So they've come down here, get to somewhere like this, and that's what they're looking at now. That's what they've got in front of them. Okay, so it's probably hard to get an idea of the distance, but the width of this is probably in the region of about 50 meters. Okay, so this bend is easy enough done at 25-30 mile an hour, although it's reasonably tight. Easy enough done on that. Okay, so they're coming down here straight, and they tip the bike over, you know, and they're going around. That's me now simulating this bike tipping over. Okay, so you lean this bike over. So I've got to here. Okay, lovely. Lean this bike over, and round we go. Okay, now from here, if they turn that little head round like this, okay, not stay like this, looking at this bit. Ooh, look at all this here. Ooh. What we really need them to start doing is when they're here at the beginning of this bend, they're not looking here, there, or in fact there. What they're looking for is, where do I actually want to be down there? That's there. Where do I want to be? So what you gotta think about is, you know, let me just put my finger here. If that's where the cone is, where do I want to be? And in reality, the rider should be thinking, yeah, okay, so I kind of want to be somewhere between where the orange cone is and the grass. I want to be somewhere in that gap. But that surely needs to be thought about here immediately. So then they make progress around this bend, and they should really be looking there. And then as they've got to like somewhere where I am here now, so they've started over there, they've made some progress through this bend. So why isn't the vision there? Why are they not looking there? You know, that's front of the bike. So I'm stood here. That's the front of the bike. Okay. Why would they be looking there when they should be looking over there? Okay. And then as they get round here, I cannot understand, and maybe somebody can explain this to me. Why is all of that information, if somebody was stood there waving at them to come in, why is that information not picked up right now? So when they come around this bend, as well as having planned where I want to be around here, so I'm going to come all the way around, and I've picked this spot from back there, from way back there. And when I arrive here, I already know there's somebody out there. I already know. But is that what happens? No, that is not what happens. they make progress down here, and they're supposed to be looking down here now, because they're supposed to be looking, you know, when I get down here, what am I going to do next? And by the way, I'm still stood there, you know, I'm still stood there waving at them. So why, I don't know why they then get to somewhere like down here, and then, oh, he's waving at me. Oh, I better come on in. So, right, sound. You know, that should have been picked up way over there. Way over there. They were making progress around that bend. They should have been already looking over here. Never mind just looking at what's happening there. So, the first thing that occurs to me is that when riders are going around bends, they're literally just dealing with what's immediately in front of them. Immediately in front of them. They haven't got as far as the halfway point. They haven't even considered the end point. And I guess there's no point even thinking about them asking them what's happening after that. And what does that tell you about vision? They don't have any. You know, they're not taking in information at all. So what I'm going to do is show you a little drill as to how we go about trying to fix this problem. What we're going to do is we're going to go this way. We're going to take the yellow cone there on its own. That's the starting point. So that would be the starting point. So when we get to there, we should be able then to look over at these 3 cones that are over there. The yellow one, the blue one, or the orange one. And from here, before we've actually leaned the bike, before you've leaned the bike, your mind is made up. Where is it going? Where do I want it? And it's not as simple as, let's just get over there. You know, it's not as simple as, okay, we're here now. Lovely. We'll tip it over and round. It's not like just get over there. It's thinking about which one of them cones do I want to go by? And not only do I want to go by them, when I'm there, where do I actually want the bike facing? Because as far as I look at it, I'm thinking, okay, let's say I want to pass the blue cone. I want to go past the blue cone. But I can go straight for the blue cone from here. And that's still not going to get me where I want to go. So what that will do is it'll get them thinking, okay, I want to get over there, I want to get over there, so I'll get over there. No problem at all. But if they haven't thought about it, they could arrive over here, no big drama. So I've made the progress, gone from there, made the progress all the way around. And I could probably easy enough arrive at this position, okay? Get here. But there isn't the bike still facing there. Okay, so what we have to consider is the bike should be facing there, because that's where I'm going next. And that has to be decided over there, because it changes the curve. If you take too tight a curve and come in here, okay, now so you look at it, okay, I've looked it over there, I want to go and get it. You come round, but if you take too tight a curve, by the time you get to this cone, and you should be facing that way, but you are still coming in here, so you're actually facing that way. The way you change that is you consider, yes, from there I want to arrive over here, perfect, lovely, but you also think, well, what type of a bend, what type of a curve do I need to do in order to give me enough time to have this machine turned and facing the right way? So I guess what I'm trying to suggest to you is, don't just think of your bends as it's a beginning, it's a midpoint and an end. That's not a bad idea. Really, there's just the end. You know, turn the head. Decide where you want this to be. Pick a particular part of the surface. I want to be there. And if you're having to give yourself like a tolerance of maybe 4 or 5 meters of an area, you know, as opposed to a point, you know, a few inches of an area, your steering control is not only poor, I'd even say you don't have any. And your vision is not only poor, you don't have any. Yeah, we have to be very these things won't allow us to take massive risks like, I generally want to get over there somewhere. That's amateurs. You know, we want to be precise, and the machine has the capability, if you've got the right attitude and you've got the right control, to allow you to place it wherever you want. So the drill I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom off down there. I'll bring this on the bike with me. And I'm trying to get you to consider that it's easy to do. It's easy for me to end up, it's constant speed, it'll be the same speed. It's easy for me to end up with the orange cone, or then start there and hit the blue cone, or end up with the yellow cone. That's easy to do, it's just a small little steering input. But it's the arc I take that's going to dictate where the bike actually finishes in terms of its orientation. So you might get there okay, if you got the right orientation. So I'm going to get on this bike and we're going to do this. Another thing I can do is, because I also have this camera, I'm going to turn the camera like this, so to give you an idea as to, where am I looking now? It won't be there. It'll be way over there. And then that stays constant as I go around, as I make my way around the bend. So should my vision. You don't do the bend and maintain your vision here. As you approach the bend, you look through it, all the way, and then that keeps going as you come out. I don't think that sounds too hard, does it? See what it looks like on the bike. Okay, so we're heading down to this cone on the right hand side, and the aim is, once you get to the start of your bend, you turn your head and you identify which of the other 3 cones you're going to end up at. This time it's going to be the yellow cone. Not only do we want to end up at the yellow cone, but when we get there, you want to have the bike already finished the bend. So you got to think about your end point as not only the point you want to get to, but then think about it, where do I go from there? So the orientation of the bike, this should be the blue cone. So the head is turned, picking the blue cone, want to end up there, but I also want to make sure the bike, when I get there, is facing in the direction I'm going next. So like the end of your bend is kind of like the beginning for the next bit. So it's not just finish the bend, it's finish the bend and get the machine facing for the next bit. Simple. And it's a really basic drill, but it can teach you to think about where you're looking, what you're looking to achieve. When you get there, what do you want the bike facing orientation wise? And it's just very simple drills that can help you tune into what it is you're trying to achieve on this bike, particularly in bends.